lot of people on air today and over the weekend will drone on and on and on about the good old days and Union pride and old-timey this, old man talk that. Well, if you're looking for that, you've come to the wrong place. Dust off Granddad's old AM receiver and find that old-timey station on the AM dial, because we just don't have time for none of that here. I'm Brian Crawford. You can find me at River Talk PGH, 412-407-2PGH. That's 412-407-2744. I am Pittsburgh's moral compass. I am the master of the Millvale Shore. You are in the presence of greatness. You can listen to us or watch us live at riversedgepgh.com, powered by NJL WebTech. Honest, practical, and affordable. Go to njlwebtech.com for all your web servicing needs. How is it that everyone is off work? I'm in a union. I'm in a union, right? And I'm the only one punching the clock. What the hell is up with that? Speaking of extra work, I'll be producing Mike Sassen's show tomorrow. So if you haven't found yourself tuning into his show yet, maybe the sweet, sexy sound of my voice is just what you need to push you over the edge. I'll tell you what's pushing me over the edge today, and it's this crap from Wells Fargo. Just prior to a day put aside to celebrate workers in the United States, Wells Fargo, a big bank, a big money bank, top people, they start looking down on the little guy, putting the little guy down, at least a large portion of this country's occupation. That's right. Wells Fargo is insulting artists. They released this advertisement, and there's two people who are studying, going to school. One poster says, "A ballerina yesterday, an engineer today. Let's get them ready for tomorrow." Another one says, "An actor yesterday, a botanist today. Let's get them ready for tomorrow." That's what it says. They came out with some sort of apology, and the apology reads, "Wells Fargo is deeply committed to the arts." Okay. "We offer our sincere apology for the initial ads promoting our September 17th Teen Financial Education Day. They were intended to celebrate all aspirations of young people, and they fell short of that goal. We are making changes to our campaign's creative that better reflect," and that's what it says, to changes to the campaign's creative. That's not even a real sentence. So maybe they need to take out a loan and go back to school themselves. That better reflect our company's core value of embracing diversity, inclusion, and support all of the arts. Last year, Wells Fargo supported the arts and culture and education by donating $93 million. And then they have a Twitter response that says, "We offer our sincere apology for the initial ads promoting our September 17th Teen Financial Education Day." To me, it's too little too late. You don't say something like they said in this ad. I mean, it's demeaning. That's basically saying that, oh, an actor isn't good enough. A ballerina isn't good enough. She needs to be an engineer. He needs to be a botanist. So all sorts of people on social media, all these different actors are going after Wells Fargo. Josh Groban says he's going to take out a loan at Wells Fargo, and he's going to write Botany, the musical. Let's see. Heather Headley, she says, "Wells Fargo, I was an actor then, and I am an actor now, and it's not the inspiration for the actors of tomorrow." Or this is not the inspiration for the actors of tomorrow. All sorts of good stuff here. Let's see. "Arts education saved my life." This comes from Andy Mintus. "Saved my life and countless others. Artist's life is beautiful. Don't listen to Wells Fargo. It's a trap." I know I've dealt with Wells Fargo many of times in my life. I was kind of unfortunate in the sense that I had a bank. I had a student loan through that bank. S&T came and bought that bank and sold my loans to Wells Fargo. I will tell you, and I will tell you the same thing I have told Wells Fargo on numerous occasions. I wish I had made a deal with the devil, because the devil would have been more compassionate. Wells Fargo, you can kiss my pasty white ass. Music education, I mean, it's a serious issue. And I went to Facebook to see what kind of responses I would get. When Mindy says, let's become a completely scientific world and to hell with creative pursuits. She says this sarcastically. Mindy, I agree. The arts are important. In fact, the statistics back it up. The statistics prove that people who study in the arts do better in science and math. So there you go, Wells Fargo. Yeah, let's ditch the arts, and then your botanist and your engineer, maybe they won't get the inspiration that they need. Randy says you can't blame them. As a banker, I'd much rather make a highly speculative bet about an engineer or scientist than someone getting a bartending degree. Oh, I mean art degree. Well, Randy, how many, if everyone's going in for engineering, do you think everybody's going to go through the program? People's minds work differently. I would not do well as an engineer. My mind is not wired that way. My mind is wired to bullshit over the internet. That's what I'm programmed to do. I am not programmed to be an engineer. So it would be a bad investment to give me money to be an engineer. It would be money not well spent. Karen says we need both, and that this is sick. Karen, I agree. This really pisses me off. Joe says no doubt there's some shameless feminist pandering involved here because the flyer shows the female becoming an engineer. He says, hey, more girls should be engineers because, who needs freaking ballerinas? That's patriarchy. I don't know if I would go that far, Joe. I think, the girl's just a cute girl who they thought could be an engineer. Sammy asks, why can't people do both? And I agree. Why can't you be a ballerina and an engineer, or a botanist and an actor? Well, that's true too, but if you want to choose one, you shouldn't feel shamed in choosing the artistic side. On the apology, Tommy says, I think the whole thing is, the whole outcry is way over-exaggerated. I don't feel they were trying to belittle art or music based on careers. They were just trying to emphasize what kind of drastic change in your lifestyle that they can help you accomplish. Well, when you pick two fields that are scientific fields and you're replacing two art fields in the process, you're kind of setting a strong message. You're sending a message there, Tommy. There's no way to get around that. And in a day where our public education system is continually cutting arts education, despite all of the numbers saying that they shouldn't because it'll help in the fields that they deem important, such as math and science, they're cutting it. And the proof is in the pudding. Chicago Public Schools dealt a blow to arts education when it laid off 1,000 teachers as a result of its recent decision to close over 50 schools. Among the most affected areas was arts education, which 10% of the teachers let go taught art or music. It was reported that among 1,581 teachers were laid off, 105 taught art or music, and that's according to the Washington Times. According to the American Education Services, 20% of schools offering drama in 1999, they were offering drama. That has been dropped from 20% of schools to now 4% of schools in 2009. Also in 1999, 100% of school districts with a majority of free or reduced lunch students had music programs. Today, that figure stands at just 81%. So we went from 100% of schools that were enrolled in that program having music education to now 81%. That's almost a 20% drop from 1999 to 2009. That's just 10 years. Just 10 years. And you see that here locally. What's the first thing to go? Or what's the first thing that's on the chopping block anytime there's a budgetary issue in the Commonwealth, in your local school district? That's right, they always look to arts, they look to music. Heaven forbid we cut the football program, but no, we got to cut music. We got to cut something that has been scientifically proven to help in your other core subjects. That's what we're always going to cut. Every time. A Harris Interactive survey of 2,200 adults has found that nearly 2 out of 3 Americans, or 61%, do not know all of the words to the Star-Spangled Banner, our national anthem. And that is according to a Harris study. Don't ask Colin Kaepernick to sing the national anthem. I don't know if he knows it or not, but he might get pretty pissed. That's another issue that's interesting on this Labor Day.